Welcome to our brand new exhibit, Tracing Our Paths, Neenah's Immigration Stories. When you first come in the door, you'll be able to see our beginning panel and this really cool trunk from Neenah. If you look really close, Wisconsin and North America are spelled differently than how we spell it today. And then on this wall, this map shows where the 9 different people that we feature in this exhibit, where they came from when they immigrated to Neenah. So it gives you kind of an overview to see just how far some people came in order to come. In the beginning of the exhibit, we talk about the people who were already in Neenah when the first European settlers came. So you'll see the first panel that talks about the Native Americans. Then the rest of the first room talks about the beginning European immigrants to Wisconsin. If you look in the desk, we've got some of the things that they brought with them. In this section of the first room, you can put on a pair of headphones and you can listen to folk music like Jake is listening to music right now. There's 3 different kinds of music you can listen to. And then just next to that, we start talking about the different families who came. One of the interesting things about this part of the exhibit is we have something from each of the families who came over early. Their families have let us borrow some of the things that were important to their immigrant ancestors. And you'll be able to take a look at them and read their stories of why they decided to come to Neenah and how they got there in their trip. In the side room, we talk about the immigrants' voyage to America. We have a replica of what the inside of a ship might have looked like. So you can try out and see if it would be a comfortable way to come. And then we talk a little bit about how you would decided what you wanted to bring along with you and what you left behind. And then we also talk about when you first got to America, what are some of the first things that you might have seen. In this section of the exhibit, in the immigration room, you get to decide which items on our shelf you would have taken with you on your trip over. And we have a little trunk that you can pack and decide what things would be important. Because remember, when you're immigrating to a brand new country, you're leaving your homeland behind. This is not a vacation. So you need to bring everything that's important to you. And we also talk about what did Neenah look like for the earliest settlers that came in. And we have a little video of immigrants arriving at Ellis Island. In this part of the exhibit, we talk about immigration history and how you would try to balance remembering your homeland versus becoming an American. So what we have here is we have a little setup of what someone's living room could have looked like and some of the things that might have been important to them. We also talk a little bit about the process of becoming an American around 1900 and how for a lot of folks, their children becoming an American is what was happening at school. So we have a little desk that you guys can sit in. Then we also have a section that talks about during certain periods of time, people weren't always welcoming to certain kinds of people. Right around World War I and World War II, there were some people that were suspicious if you came from Germany because they were our enemy during the war. So this section talks about some cards that people had to fill out if they hadn't gotten their naturalization papers. And we also have a part that talks about the photographer who would have had to take your picture. In the third room of our exhibit, we talk about the immigrants who came in the 1900s. We talk about things such as, how do you know if somebody is a refugee or an immigrant? And then we talk about some of the rest of the stories. We have this story that talks about the Joshi family who came from India in 1959. They have a lot of really interesting things for you guys to take a look at. This room also features stories of two of our Neenah Menasha fire rescue firefighters. The first one is Mr. Laytone, and he is from Costa Rica. And the second story that we feature is about Zhang Yang, and his family came from Laos. And this talks about the Hmong immigrant story, and they have this beautiful Hmong story cloth. And the last story that we have in this room is the story of Curtis Brown. Curtis Brown is a Holocaust survivor, and what we have on display is just a tiny portion of some of the things that he was able to save being a survivor of the Holocaust. In the final room, we talk about current immigration policy and how you become an American. There's a little video that you can watch, and then if you want, you can take a little citizenship test, see if you could pass. And then on this wall, we have a world map. So if you know where your ancestors are from, you can take a push pin and put it in that part of the globe so we can document where all the people came from when they came to Neenah. We hope you enjoyed our overview of our new exhibit, Tracing Our Paths. We hope you'll come to visit. The Octagon House will be open on weekdays, especially during the summer, from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. Or if you have an adult call and make an appointment, we can talk to you at any time. We hope this inspires you to ask some questions about your family's history, and that we'll be able to talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.